Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing and going over the products that I tried in April. It's now May 4th, so time to do my favorites and fails, just like always. And I'm excited to do this one. I didn't try too many things, but it's a good little mix of things. So, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Colin. I'm a non-binary Latinx scientist and lover of makeup with a soft spot for indie makeup and colorful makeup, which there definitely is in today's video. And I have new content every week, so I'd love to have you subscribe. Okay, so for favorites and fails, there's only really one fail, and it's only kind of a fail. And that is the Colourpop Avatar palette. So I was really excited for this. This was the first Colourpop thing I've bought in a long time. I bought a couple of the quads last year, did not enjoy the quality of those. A couple were pretty good matte-wise, but the shimmers in those were atrocious. So I was excited for this and hoping that it was the good Colourpop formula. The outer packaging, adorable. I love the theme, I like the cartoon. I did order the Winnie the Pooh collection when it launched like 2 weeks ago, and I think it's finally out for delivery. So expect a video on that sometime soon. I also ordered the new Star Wars palette that launched today. I like Star Wars, I'm not like a diehard fan, but I do like Star Wars and it was cute, so I wanted to try it out. Plus it had some like tie-dye shadows. Which they've done as Super Shock, like individual highlighter Super Shock things, but not in a palette, so. But this is the inner palette, or the inner packaging, and then this is the palette. And it's a nice color story. I think they did a good job on packaging, on theme, on representing the show. They have a row for each tribe. I do wish that there was a few shade differences. I don't really like the sparkle in these mattes, and I wish that there was like a darker blue. My problem with this is I've used this in the video and then I used it a couple times since just to try, and I like the looks I get from it. The end result is pretty, but it's a lot of effort to get there, especially compared to some of the other products here. Like so much more effort, like twice as much time packing and blending and adding more shadow and trying to get it to blend nicely. They just weren't pigmented enough, didn't want to blend, and they did not want to build. I could not, like, I tried to add this dark green as to deepen up the outer corner, and it did not, it just like disappeared into the other shadows. Like even this blue, it just disappeared. And I guess you could start with the dark shade and blend out. I don't really like doing that much. I don't know how much that would even work. It wasn't as buildable as it should be. Blended okay, and it lacked a lot of pigment. So the shimmers were fine. They were just like a standard metallic, nothing special. The shade is pretty, it's kind of a duochrome, but it's kind of more of a satin than a metallic. So it's just like, I was really excited for this and it was just fine. It's not like the worst thing. I can use it, it's workable, and I liked the end results. But that's why I keep not buying a lot of Colourpop, and I've kind of grown away from them in the last year and a half. It's just because even if I like the results, it takes so long to get there that it's not fun to use, and I'd rather use something else. Especially if I have a similar color from another brand, I just grab those more. So I'm hoping the Winnie the Pooh one when it gets here is good, and I hope the Star Wars one is, but we'll see. Plus the Winnie the Pooh one had those cute little lip things, so I was gonna buy those no matter what. But I will have videos on those up soon, and hopefully they're better than this. Okay, and then that was really the only fail. Everything else I tried was really nice. I do want to mention a couple things real quick. I just filmed another video and it'll go up before this, talking about the new Trixie products and a new nail polish brand. So I do want to mention those again real quick. So these are the Trixie cream blushes. I got two shades. I got Pumpkin and Sweetie, orange and pink. I think there's 5 or 6 shades. I think these are wonderful. They're $16. You get 7 grams of product. They're a little more on the matte side. Work really well. They're really beautiful. So if you want to know more, check out that video. I will link it up above. I also went over new brushes in that, and I'll just summarize real quick that they're great. I wanted to do another video where I could give more detail and dedicate a little time to some career-owned brands, but great. I didn't buy any eye brushes because I don't need eye brushes right now, but I do want to try them because these are really nice quality. And then I did try some new nail polishes. This was a new brand. This is ZYX polish. A friend from Twitter just started this brand. I think they're mostly sold out right now because it's a one-person operation in LA, but very cute. Gaming thing, like gay, gamer, queer gaming themed names for everything, but very high quality. I've had this gamer juice shade on for over week and a half, and it still looks really nice. There's a couple little chips like right on the edge, and then there's a little bit of grow up, but otherwise it looks great still. So, and I've tried out a few of the other shades and they're all great so far. So highly recommend, and I'll have that link down below. Okay, so then I'm gonna do the other non-palette things that I tried this month. These I don't have videos on because I just got them recently, but I got one of the Lethal Cosmetics Duochrome highlighters. Normally I get free express shipping because I buy so much from them, but this time I got standard shipping and took a while to get. This is the Atomic shade, and it's this really beautiful duochrome highlighter. I think these are $20 normally, but you get a lot of product, and I got it with a 40% off coupon because they did that for Easter. It's what I have on my inner corner, and you can see it's kind of pink next to the shade that I have in my eye, but on the skin it's got more of a gold shade. And there's a bit of a yellow there, so it's really beautiful, and it's the same really beautiful quality that just melts into the skin like their other highlighters I have. I also ordered 2 of their new lips. So these are the Haze, or the Lip Haze, I believe. These retail for, I think, $16 as well. They are really nice. So they are I got the shades Stratosphere and Leeward. This is Stratosphere, what I have on right now. Leeward is like a brick red, and I wore it the other day. They are super nice. It's kind of like, I would say, comparable to the Kaleidos lip clays. It's not the same formula. These are a little thinner, but the same kind of like matte, but comfortable matte, and kind of like, it feels a little similar as you're like blending it in. But they are really nice. I've been wearing this for a few hours now. It looks really nice still. You can kind of have them as a wash of color or full pigment. They dry down to a pretty matte finish. I would say, like, if I kiss my hand, there's like a tiny little ring right here from my upper lip, but that's it. And I've been drinking this bubbly water for a while, and you can see there's like a little bit of pinkish red there, but that's it. So they're like my ideal, where they're not so matte that they dry your lips, but they're not gonna get over everything. Or get on everything, not get over everything. I can speak English. So I definitely recommend those. Lethal is one of my favorite brands. I love their eyeshadows. Top 10, even maybe top 5 eyeshadow formulas for me personally. And I love their highlighters, I love their bronzers, I love their blushes. I love everything from them. This new like duochrome highlighter, just as good. And these lip products, also amazing. So definitely recommend. If you haven't tried Lethal, they're a German indie brand based in Berlin. Super great people, super friendly, so definitely check them out. And if you don't want to order from Germany, you can always buy most of their products from Camera Ready Cosmetics, which are based in Texas. And they even have like discount codes there too. So I don't think these are at Camera Ready yet, but I'm sure they will be eventually. And if you ever buy from Lethal, I definitely recommend the eyeliners. I have like 8 of them. They're amazing. Okay, so then as far as good palettes this month, I didn't try that many, but I did really like all of the ones that I tried. And 2 of them are new to me, and 2 of them are brand new. So the first of the new to me is the Pat McGrath Subversive. So I got this during that weird sale. I already have a video where I talked about that. It was one of my last videos. I did a Pat McGrath palette bingo. But I got this for $47. Sorry, there's a bus going by, so it's very loud. I got it for $47. It's so beautiful. I've used it outside of that video before and after, and I love it. I understand the hype around this palette. I'm so glad I finally have it. It's definitely one of my favorites from Pat McGrath now. I do want to do a Pat McGrath palette ranking. I have 5 motherships and then both holiday palettes. So I do plan on doing that soon. If you would like that, let me know in the comments. One of the new palettes that I tried this month was the Nomad Paradise Islands palette. So I was sent this in PR. I also do have a discount code with them. It's Bones. That is not an affiliate code. I don't make any money from that, but it does save you 10%. This is their new spring summer palette. I do have a video up with this with multiple looks. I really love this palette. I think it's one of their best matte formulas they've done. I don't know if they've tweaked it at all, but they were great. The shimmers were all really pretty. It's very bright. I feel like if you wanted the Natasha Denona pastel palette, but it was too pastel for you, this is a better option, I think. It's cheaper, you get some more pastel-like shades, and then you get some brights, which I think is what most people want. They don't want real pastels, they want brights. The only complaint I have with this is I wish there was, the sky shade is pretty, but doesn't really show up on my skin tone. I've seen people darker than me and lighter than me use it, and it looked great. But on my olive skin, it just did not show up really. So that's just a personal thing. But that's really it. That's like my only real complaint to this. All of the shades work nicely. Some of these are so like the Stingray, this teal was so pigmented, it shocked me if you watch my video, but still blended easily and looked beautiful. So I love Nomad. Again, really wonderful people. If you talk to them, they're super sweet. If you ever do talk to them, tell them I said hi. But great quality, and I think totally worth the money. If I hadn't gotten this in PR, I would have bought it anyway. Okay, and then the last 2 items are both of the Gemini palettes. So this one is technically not new, although it's a re-release, and this one is brand new. I'd been wanting Gemini for so long, and I'm so happy I finally got it. I think this packaging is nicer than the old. It's so beautiful. I think the 2 together are just so perfect. I really love these. This is one of my top neutral palettes now, because this is my kind of neutral. So this is kind of grungy, very grungy depending on who you ask. But for my skin tone, these are the kind of neutrally warm tones that I wear, and these are also pretty neutral on me because I'm an olive. So greens, especially like this, like just look nice on my skin. So I was super excited to get this. The quality is amazing. These mattes blend very nicely. I would say I think they blend better in this one, but they still blend really nicely. They're very pigmented. They're just great shadows. This is one of the best black shadows I've ever used. The shimmers were pretty. I know people don't like their shimmers, but I think they're fine. I don't know why people hate them so much, but I haven't had any of the ones that people complain about being like super chunky and hard to use. This Goals shade, beautiful. So I really like Melt the more I try. So their cream blushes are my favorite cream blushes. I love the new Trixie ones, but the Melt ones are my favorite. I have 4 of them now. So this, so happy I have it. I just love this. And then Gemini 2. This is what I have on my eyes. So I did these 2 shades, Ladylike and Sweetheart. So Sweetheart is all over my lid, and Ladylike is what I used to blend the edges, and then I put that lethal highlighter on. I think this is amazing. I know a few people said that these shades were too similar. On my skin tone, they are definitely not the same. There's like peach, terracotta, like rosy, like they're very different on my skin tone. So I think that depends on your skin tone, your skin undertone. I'm an olive, so they really pop against me. These were beautiful. I did a look using basically every shade in this palette, and they built beautifully. I could still add LX Queen on top of all of these, and you could still see a beautiful gradient. Like some of the best mattes I've ever used, and these shimmers also really beautiful. They're not a super sparkly glittery shimmer. They're just like a good, beautiful shimmer, but I like a good shimmer like this. So I think this is totally worth the money, especially if you get it on sale or with a coupon code or something. I bought them as a bundle, so it was a launch bundle of $100 instead of $115 or something, or I think it's $116 if you buy them both, but it was at $100 as a bundle, and then there's a coupon code when you bought it at launch, so I paid $80, and I regret nothing. These have been really I've been using the Nomad too, but because it's still been pretty gray and gloomy here, these are all I've really wanted to use. These are like my perfect spring and fall palettes. And I think this is the best rose palette I've ever seen. I know people really like the vintage rose from Gimme Glow and the vivid rose and a bunch of those Pat McGrath rose palettes. A lot of those are too cool toned, or they're too bright, or it's like hot pink and bright green. And this is my kind of rose palette. You've got like more terracotta earth, like terracotta rosies, more true roses. You've got dark reds, and then you've got these beautiful greens and green browns. And this is my perfect rose palette, and I'm so glad I didn't buy any of the other ones, because this is it. Every other rose palette now compared to this. So that's it. That's everything I tried this month. If you tried any things, let me know in the comments below what you think of them. As always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video.